Imagine you are sitting at your desk in Hong Kong. It's a quiet afternoon in the finance department of a multinational corporation. Your computer pings. It's an email from the CFO in London. Secret acquisition, it says. Highly confidential. I need you on a video call right now. You click the link. The face of your CFO pops up on the screen. He looks a bit stressed, maybe tired from the time difference. He's joined by other senior colleagues you recognize from the company directory. They are discussing a deal that could change the future of the company. The CFO looks at you directly through the screen. He knows your name, he references a project you worked on last month, and then he gives the order. We need to move $25 million to these 5 accounts to secure the assets before the market closes. Do it now. You hesitate for a second. It's a lot of money. But it's the CFO. You see him, you hear him, he is right there. So, you initiate the transfer, you enter the codes, you send the money, and just like that, you have become the victim of the most sophisticated, terrifying, and expensive cybercrime in history. Because the CFO wasn't there. The colleagues weren't there. The video call was a hallucination. Every single face on that screen, every voice, every gesture, was generated in real time by artificial intelligence. It was a deepfake conference call. The only real person in that digital room was you. And the $25 million, it's gone. It's in the hands of a criminal syndicate that just proved that reality itself is no longer a reliable authentication method. This story broke in February 2024, and it sent a shockwave through the global financial system that is still reverberating today. For years, we worried about deepfakes in politics or pornography. But the real killer app for this technology turned out to be theft. High stakes, corporate theft. Today, we are going to dissect exactly how this heist happened, the technology that made it possible, and why this event marks the end of the trust era of the internet. We are moving into a zero-trust world where your own eyes and ears are considered compromised sensors. To understand the magnitude of this attack, we have to look at the evolution of social engineering. It started with phishing generic emails sent to millions, hoping one idiot clicks a link. Then came spear phishing, targeted emails researched to trick a specific person. Then came CEO fraud, or BEC, business email compromised, where hackers compromised an email account to send fake invoices. This cost businesses billions. But there was always a defense. Call me. If you got a suspicious email, you picked up the phone. If you heard the boss's voice, it was real. Then came voice cloning vishing, which defeated the phone call defense, but the ultimate defense remained. Let's do a video call. Surely, no hacker could fake a live video interaction with multiple participants in real time. That was the uncanny valley barrier. That was the wall. And in Hong Kong, that wall came crashing down. The attackers didn't just use a face swap app on a phone. They orchestrated a complex, multi-layered deception. According to the Hong Kong police, the scammers likely used publicly available footage of the CFO and other executives from YouTube interviews, earnings calls, and news clips to train their AI models. They used a technique called neural rendering. This isn't just pasting a face on a body. The AI learns the 3D geometry of the face, the way light hits the skin, the way the mouth moves when pronouncing specific. But here is the truly genius part: the interactivity. A static deepfake is easy. A live, interactive deepfake is incredibly hard because of latency. If you ask a question and the deepfake takes 3 seconds to process an answer, the illusion breaks. The police report suggests that the attackers pre-recorded specific scripts for the other participants in the meeting, making them largely silent observers or giving brief, generic agreements. For the main speaker, the CFO, they likely used a real-time face reenactment tool driven by an actor. The actor sits in front of a camera, and the AI maps his facial expressions onto the CFO's face instantly. The voice was synthesized to handle the latency and prevent the victim from asking too many difficult questions. The scammers used a classic psychological tactic: urgency and authority. They structured the meeting as a briefing rather than a discussion. They gave orders. They didn't invite debate. And crucially, they engaged the victim first via email and WhatsApp, likely using stolen credentials or spoofed numbers. To set the stage, creating a pretext that made the video call seem like the final step of a long process rather than a surprise event. This heist reveals a terrifying vulnerability in the modern corporate structure. We have built global organizations that rely entirely on digital communication. Remote work, Zoom, Teams, Slack. These are the arteries of business. When you work remotely, you don't verify identity by walking into someone's office. You verify it by their digital presence. If the digital presence can be spoofed perfectly, the chain of command breaks. How can a junior employee ever refuse a direct order from the CFO given on a video call? To do so would be insubordination. The scammers weaponized the corporate hierarchy against itself. The technology behind this is accelerating at a rate that defenders cannot match. We are seeing the democratization of deepfake on the dark web. You don't need a PhD in machine learning to do this anymore. You can rent the tools. You can buy cloning credits. You upload a 1-minute video of your target, type the script, and the server renders the result. The barrier to entry has dropped from state intelligence agency to technically capable teenager. And with the release of open-source models like Stable Diffusion and voice cloning tools from major tech companies intended for creative use, but the genie is out of the bottle. Let's talk about the liveness detection problem. Banks and crypto exchanges use KYC. Know your customer, where you have to hold your ID and move your head in front of a camera. This is supposed to prove you are a real human, not a photo. But hackers have already defeated this. They use virtual cameras. They feed the deepfake video stream directly into the browser. Bypassing the physical webcam, the KYC software thinks it's looking at a camera, but it's looking at a generated video file. The Hong Kong case proves that even human liveness detection of person looking at another person is no longer sufficient. Our brains are not evolved to detect synthetic media. We look for simple cues, eye contact, lip sync, blinking. AI has mastered all of these. This leads us to the concept of the liar's dividend. As deepfakes become perfect, people will start claiming that real evidence is fake. A CEO caught on tape saying something racist. That's a deepfake. A politician caught taking a bribe? Deepfake. The existence of the technology erodes the concept of objective truth. It gives plausible deniability to the guilty and casts doubt on the innocent. In the financial world, this could mean market manipulation. Imagine a deepfake video of Jerome Powell announcing an interest rate hike released 5 minutes before the market opens. Algorithms would scrape the video, execute trades, and crash the market before anyone realized it was fake. Billions could be wiped out in seconds. So, how do we fight back? The technological solution is watermarking and cryptography. We need a way to sign digital content at the source. When a camera records a video, it should embed a cryptographic signature into the file metadata that says this was recorded by this specific sensor at this time, at this GPS location, and it has not been altered. This is the goal of the C2PA Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity Standard. But this requires hardware adoption by camera manufacturers Sony, Canon, Apple, and software adoption by platforms YouTube, Twitter, Zoom. Until that happens, we are in the Wild West. The organizational solution is the shared secret. Companies are now advising executives to establish safe words or challenge response protocols. If the CFO calls you and asks for money, you ask, "What is the name of the project we discussed in the elevator last Tuesday?" Or, "What is the phrase of the week?" It feels like spycraft, but it is necessary. We are returning to analog trust anchors. We might even see a return to physical wet ink signatures for high-value transactions, or the requirement for two-person authorization using hardware tokens that cannot be spoofed over a video call. But there is a personal lesson here for you, not just for corporations. You are also a target. The grandparent scam where a scammer calls an elderly person pretending to be their grandchild in troubles getting a deepfake upgrade. Soon, they won't just call, they will video call. "Grandma, I'm in jail. Look at me. I need bail money." Seeing the face of a loved one triggers a visceral emotional response that bypasses logic. You need to prepare your family. You need to have that awkward conversation. "If I ever call you asking for money urgently, hang up and call me back, or ask me the secret question." This is the new reality of the internet. It is a hostile environment where identity is fluid and is easily forged. You cannot trust your eyes. You cannot trust your ears. You can only trust cryptographic proof and established protocol. And speaking of protection in a hostile digital environment, let's talk about the first line of defense for your personal data. A VPN. While a VPN won't stop a deepfake video from tricking you, does asterisk protect the raw data that feeds these scams? Hackers often build profiles of their targets by intercepting traffic on public Wi-Fi or buying data from shady IPs. They need to know who your boss is, where you work, and what projects you are on to build a convincing pretext. A VPN encrypts your traffic, making you a digital ghost to eavesdrop. That is why I recommend Surfshark VPN. In 2024, a VPN is not optional. It is digital hygiene. Surfshark encrypts all your internet traffic with AES 256 GCM encryption, the same standard used by the military. This means that even if a hacker is sniffing the Wi-Fi at the coffee shop where you are working remotely, all they see is gibberish. They can't see your emails to the CFO. They can't see your login credentials. Surfshark also has a powerful feature called Clean Web, which blocks ads, trackers, and malware links before they even load. This reduces the chance of you clicking on a phishing link that could compromise your device and give hackers the access they need to launch these attacks. And with their alternative Intrademica feature, you can generate a fake name, email, and address to use online, keeping your real identity off the databases that hackers scrape to train their AI models. You can secure unlimited devices with a single Surfshark subscription, your laptop, your phone, your tablet, your family's devices. It's a small investment for a massive upgrade in your personal security posture. Don't make it easy for them. Encrypt your life. Check the link in the description to get an exclusive deal massive discount, plus free extra months. The $25 million heist in Hong Kong was a wake-up call. The technology is here. The criminals are using it. The only question is, are you ready? Are your protocols robust enough to withstand a reality that can be edited in real? The era of seeing is believing is dead. Welcome to the era of verify everything. Stay paranoid, stay safe, and never transfer $25 million without a challenge. See you in the next one.